Hi everyone, my name is Kiara Boettger, and today I'm going to show you my monthly budget for the month of April 2017. When I calculated my total monthly income, my total monthly expenses, and savings, I used one of Microsoft Excel's own templates, which I highly recommend if you are creating your own personal budget. It was really easy for me to just plug in the amounts that I expected and actually made, and then it calculated on its own the cash balance I would have at the end of the year, like you can see over here. I have 3 jobs. I work at Winkle, which is the frozen yogurt shop. I also clean some houses and I babysit. So out of those 3 jobs, I also have a scholarship I get from back home for $300 a month. So those 4 incomes that I have, it kind of totals up my monthly income to be $1,400 and $1,495. So that is what is shown up here in the corner. Then my monthly expenses, I also have an apartment with some friends, so between groceries, gas, my cell phone bill, and the rent on the house, I kind of calculated what my expected expenses would be this month, which would be $665, and I'll go into some other expenses later on, but those are just some maybe not as personable ones that I could think of off the top of my head. Down here I also calculated what I would save for in the month. I went to a concert, and so I saved, or I expected to save, about $70 for that. I also took a trip to Omaha for a weekend, and I expected to save about $200 for that. I love to shop, and so I thought maybe $200 would be probably being pretty generous for that trip. Some of my friends are also getting married in the summer, so between wedding gifts for them, I expected to save about $100. So up here, I calculated what I expected to make, what I expected to spend and save. So at the end of the month, I expected to come away with $460 after all of that, as it just calculated it for me up on here. And then we go to what I actually spent. So I didn't make as much in my Winkle job as I thought, or my babysitting job. Everything else kind of was the same, but so I kind of erred a little too high on that. My expenses were higher than I also anticipated. One of my roommates moved out, and so me and the other roommate had to pay more on our house, so rent was up, and naturally groceries was up, and also gas was up for this month. I did more trips than I expected to initially make. So calculating all of those items, and then also, down here my savings, I added $10 to the concert because it was a little bit more expensive than I thought, but not much, and so I didn't think that would have a significant effect on it. But between the money that I didn't make because I was airing too high and expenses because I was airing too low, it calculated that I only came back with $15 after everything. So that's a little embarrassing because that is definitely not what I expected. So this was a good judgment call for me to kind of recognize maybe my spending habits and that I need to save more than I spend, because that's honestly not a lot of money. And then coming over here to my expenses for the month, some personal things that I spent money on, I just kind of kept a tab of them, which would be pizza at Casey's, snack from Walmart, gas, Mother's Day gifts, clothes, like things like that. I just calculated it for the month, and it turns out that I spent $358.55 in April just on my personal things, not even including rent for my apartment or groceries, things like that. So obviously if the expenses are $358 and I'm only making $15, then that's literally not a good thing. So it turns out that I am spending more than I'm making, so that is not a good thing. And you can even see that over here on some charts that I created. This is my expected, which is this 43%, and then 72% of it is what I was actually spending. So that is not very good. And even over here in this other pie chart, my biggest sector is just on my personal things that I just want to buy. I'm an impulsive buyer, and so sometimes that comes to bite me in the back, because then I spend more money than I initially think. And so this was really helpful for me to just keep track of my expenses, what I actually made, what I expected to make. And I would highly recommend using Microsoft Excel 2016 to kind of create your own personal budget in the future. Thank you so much for watching.